So if we just begin, what's the name of this organisation here?
This is really a group of individuals that have been called together as part of what's called a mobilisation that's known as Crude Awakening. It's a mobilisation against the oil industry, simply because of its impact on the planet and on society, climate change and all that kind of thing. For me, it's all about non-violent action. It's about peaceful forms of asserting our own power to make the changes we want to see happen in the world, not waiting for permission for other people, the politicians, the corporations to say now you can make change or we'll make the change for you, because frankly they're not doing it fast enough, if they're doing it at all. So it's about people taking power, and I've been involved in that kind of movement. And the sad thing is that sometimes that brings you into conflict with the police, which seems ridiculous. People trying to make the world a better place, being on the other side from the police, who are there to serve the community, seems ridiculous, but unfortunately it's the way things are. I don't generally get that involved in marches and demonstrations because they tend to be about asking other people to make change. You know, we march in the streets of London in order to lobby the government to repeal a law, change a law, make a law. That doesn't work for me. For me, if you want to make change, you go out there and you make change. You take the time to think about it, you take the time to understand the issues, you dialogue with communities, and you find effective methods for making change yourself. That could be anything. That could be planting a community allotment, or it could be stopping a convoy of nuclear weapons. The aims of the event are to take and hold space somewhere in London. It's not clear. I have no idea where that is, in order to take action against and to be a spanner in the works of the oil industry and everyone that supports it, whether that's government, finance, whatever. But another aim is to make it possible for people to take action by creating a safe structure, as safe as it can be for that kind of action, in which people that can join in. So if I was talking to someone that was interested in coming along, the first thing I'd say is come with a friend. It's always better to do these things. Demonstrations, actions are fast-moving things. It's good to have someone that you trust and rely on, you know, near you. Or when you get there, buddy up with someone in the early stages of the action before it gets too fast-moving. I think it's going to involve moving around London quite quickly, and it's probably going to involve some interaction with the police. That may be fine, or it may get a little hairy at times. But most of all, I say get out there and do it.
So what's your advice to anybody that's caught in a kettle? Or?
Don't get caught in a kettle. Keep your eyes about you, talk to people. If you find yourself walking into a space where there are police on three sides of you and there's a line of police moving up behind you, go somewhere different. Move, unless that's where you want to be, unless you feel that's the most useful thing you can be doing that day. So pack some water, pack something to eat. If you need medication, take medication. Make sure it's in safe packaging. Don't take any glass bottles of water. You know, make sure it's a plastic bottle so you're not going to injure yourself if you accidentally got pushed over or if, you know, in a bit of a crush. And just prepare yourself. Don't go out on one of these demos thinking, I'll just go along for an hour, because you might end up being there all day, even though you don't choose to be. I like to think we also work with the spectrum of community activists. So it might be people wanting to set up a soup kitchen. It might be wanting people to start a community garden. It might be, you know, create a community space or preserve a community space that's under threat. It's not necessarily all, you know, little boats bobbing around on the sea and people shimmying up chimneys and dropping big banners. Sometimes it's that kind of thing, but it can be a lot more mundane, but nonetheless powerful stuff.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.